Yes, people, welcome back to the channel. We are the South Stand MCFC. It is the Manchester City versus Tottenham Hotspur first game of the season preview. I am joined by the one and only, he's always on his own, Luke. How are you, mate?
Good, thanks, mate. Yeah, Friday night. Excited for the game tomorrow. Yeah, should be a good one, mate. First home game back. Can't beat it, can you?
No, it's. I think the Wolves game was a breath of fresh air. We both went down.
Yeah.
We enjoyed it, and I think this week couldn't come quick enough. Regarding the team, there's been a bit of news today. Ruben Dias signed a new contract. I think it's hard to forget the impact Ruben Dias had on this club. You know, when he first signed. I think he's not been, as good as he was that first couple of seasons, but he's still massive player for Man City. Is that something you're happy with, Ruben signing a contract?
Yeah, I think he had a few critics last season, but the whole team was pretty poor, wasn't it? So yeah, I think it's a great thing to see Diaz. A lot of people see him as a future captain. Woke up obviously to that news this morning. Big contract lined up, ready to go. So yeah, I don't think you can fault the club. It's a good deal. Make sure you got one of your big important leaders in the dressing room locked down for a few more years. Obviously, Rodri's not quite got his new contract sorted out yet, so it's good to get Diaz locked down. Hopefully, we can get like a Rodri one or something sorted soon.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of Rodri, last week we were more than impressive against Wolves. I think Tottenham's going to be a lot tougher. You know what I mean? A lot sterner test. We watched them against PSG in the Super Cup, and I thought they really set the tempo for PSG and played really well. I'm expecting similar tomorrow. I think they're going to come to the Etihad and just try and get in our face and try and, not let us play our football.
Yeah.
We've seen that Rodri is training this week and Phil Foden back in it. Regarding them two, do you think Pep sticks with the lineup he went against Wolves, or do you think he's going to rotate it and give people a game?
It's a bit of a weird one because I was listening to Pep before and he said something about Rodri and Foden weren't ready for a 90. They weren't ready for a 90 against Wolves, which is a strange way of working out whether they're going to be in the squad. I know we've got a big squad, but yeah, he said neither of them were ready to do a 90, which means they might have been able to come off the bench, but maybe he just wanted players on the pitch that can do a full game, obviously, and players on the bench that could do a full game. So yeah, I think it's good to see them back. I'm not sure whether we'll see them starting, even if he thinks they are ready, just because, a couple of games before an international break might make sense to just give them a little bit longer. But I mean, I suppose we could see him if they're ready to go. Could see a Foden or a Rodri in there. I do think, though, given how good the performance was last week, if I was Pep, I'd probably be sticking with pretty much the same 11 as last week. Maybe chuck a Marmoush in there. One or two changes, but nothing major because, if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of thing.
I was thinking that. I thought maybe Jeremy Doku, Marmoush maybe can start. Doku to come off the bench late on. Savinho was injured again. Nunes maybe at right back, but I think Rico Lewis played really well. I think John Stones, if he's fit, and Ruben have got to stay in the middle. I feel like Stones just needs to keep playing. You know what I mean? And Aitner is, I think, the left back is his own position, unless he ever wants to play Nico O'Reilly there. But we see Nico come on and play in midfield. Let's just touch on Savinho. For me, it's looking like he's going. Tottenham have just missed out on Eze, like really just had him snatched out of their hands. I think that works well for City now because I think City's price can push up a little bit for Savinho because they know they're desperate. But looking at last week's performance, Oscar Bob, I don't think we're going to miss him that much, do you?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't have Oscar Bob the whole of last season, so Savinho probably got a few more minutes maybe than he'd have been expecting when he came in. And like I said, we were poor, but I think we've really missed Oscar Bob. I think he will be starting on that right side, and he looked really good against Wolves. Obviously, a few good passes and for that first goal as well. Obviously, Rico Lewis got the assist, but I thought Bob was mad on that wing, making some good runs. Skills are good, and he just somehow keeps the ball glued to his feet. So I think, Savinho's got a lot of competition. I can see why there's a chance he might go. I think if Tottenham put in, I don't think it was ever going to happen before this game, the same way the Isaac stuff at the Liverpool and Newcastle wasn't going to happen before their game on Monday. But yeah, if he's going to go, it'll obviously be after our game, and I think there's a chance he does go. But they'd have to, they have to put the money in. They have to put 70 million in. to get him.
And are you in the Rodrigo camp? If Savinho goes, is that a player that you'd welcome, or do you think we're stacked with wingers and wide players, and we put the money into somewhere else?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are talking about a right back, but I don't know about you. I just can't see us spending 80 million on that Livramento from Newcastle. I don't see why you'd put 80 million into a position where we can get by. A Rodrigo for 80 million is a game changer, so I would be happy to see him come, but it's looking a bit unlikely now. I feel like it might be gone. I don't know. I'd like to see it, but I just don't know if this late in the window we'll see that. We'll see anyway.
And the goalkeeper situation, obviously last week we were all expecting Edison to be gone, and Donnarumma to be landing. James Trafford makes his debut against Wolves, plays really, really well, doesn't look out of place at all. Edison's trained this week. Do you see him changing the goalkeeper? Does Edison come back in for this? Or if Edison doesn't play tomorrow, is that a sign that he's 100% out the door and we're expecting a new goalkeeper next week?
Yeah, I mean, it is a strange one because, like I said, he's been training, which I'd expect a player to be doing anyway. To be fair, I don't get any of this stuff about players not wanting to train and stuff. It doesn't really make sense. I think Trafford will play tomorrow regardless of whether Edison goes or not, because whether he's going or not, his head can't be all with it. Do you know what I mean? His head can't be completely in the game, whether he stays or whether he goes. So I think for now, I'd just stick with a safer option in Trafford, which sounds mad because we have just signed him. But I think, I think I'd go Trafford, and whether Edison stays or not, I wouldn't read too much into who starts in the game, because he could stay or go, but I think it's just sensible to not play him until he knows where he's going.
What do you think of this Donnarumma, Lark? I mean, because we obviously seen Pep come into Manchester City, get rid of Joe Hart, saying he wasn't good enough with his feet. Yeah. We know that Donnarumma is not the best with his feet, but I think all-round goalkeeping-wise, he's quality everywhere else. You know what I mean? I think he's a world-class elite goalkeeper, and I think he brings a lot to the table. But are you surprised by this move that after just signing Trafford, that Donnarumma could be coming? Do you expect him to come?
Yeah, if I'm honest, when I saw it, I didn't believe it at all. I saw the rumours, I was like, this is nonsense. And it was really strange because as soon as it was put out by Fabrizio, he came up with this stuff about Edison having a deal agreed. I'm not sure about whether it's agents playing around or what's going on with that, where the information's coming from. It seemed a little bit dodgy that within a few hours, Donnarumma was like dead set on coming to City. So, yeah, I'm not 100%, and I'm quite happy with the goalkeepers we've got. Before that all came up, I think every City fan would be lying if they said they weren't happy with the situation. Having Edison there, starting potentially, and having Trafford sort of learning off him for a year before probably seeing Edison leave, and Trafford kind of, getting that number one spot to himself. So, yeah, I'm really not sure. Again, it's one of them. I'm not sure whether it's worth changing something if you've already got it planned out. I don't really believe it. I don't know about you. I don't know if it's going to happen at all.
So I was the same as you. I thought, nah, we're not going to be going for him. I thought he's a Man United signed him in because he's like, we're paying him the wages. They're desperate for a goalkeeper. And then it was like, no, Fabrizio, no, they want this, they want that. And I've heard on the grapevine that Viana is a very big Fabrizio Romano man. I think when he was at Lisbon, there was a lot of rumours and stuff getting pushed through him. So I've never seen as many madness around Man City with Fabrizio. So something's changed.
Akanji stuff as well was a bit fishy, wasn't it? It stank that. Absolutely stank that. And even LB's been called out on Twitter by Fabrizio. I don't know how that's happened. LB got called out by him. So, yeah, unbelievable
Akanji said, I didn't know anything about it. And then Nathan Ake to Everton, that one came out of left wing. And you're like, City are trying to move players on. 100%. I think City are trying to move players on. Calvin Phillips, nobody's heard of Calvin. I've seen a photo of him with a ball. So, that's a start. But, I mean, we do need to get rid of players, don't we? We've got to cut the squad. I think one of Akanji or Ake is probably going to go.
Yeah, you've got to trim it down. Like you said, it may just be the club playing with the journalists. If you look at Fabrizio now, he's got 26 million followers. I don't think there's a bigger, even Sky Sports News probably don't get them kind of numbers. So Yeah, I suppose that's the modern world of transfers. You get people playing around. Akanji didn't know what was going on with it. It does leave players in the dark a little bit, though. They almost don't really know where they're going, and I'm not really a big fan of all this saga stuff. We've always moved quite. Even when we signed Dias, you think about Dias, we've had him a long time now, and when we signed him, that came out of the blue. We were looking at Koulibaly all summer. There was all sniffs of that happening, and then suddenly out of nowhere, Dias came in. And I do prefer when we kind of go a bit more silent about things. But if players need to go, I suppose there's a method to getting that done, isn't there?
Yeah, 100%. And like you say, so looking at the game tomorrow, Tottenham, it's going to be a tougher challenge than Wolves. The Wolves game. I mean, I'm always a little bit nervous at these games at Molineux and stuff like that because you can't really underestimate them because they're the ones that you tend to take your eye off the ball and end up a real fight. Tottenham last year come to the Etihad and beat us 4-0. Yeah, it's the worst season they've had in many a year. We owe them a bit of revenge, don't we, Luke? We need to slap them, I think.
Pep tried to shut that one down earlier in the day with that press conference, but I do think we've got to. I better just go get this package, Steve. Actually, I'll leave it to your Tottenham prediction. I'll be 1 minute, mate.
So he's got some delivery going on. I don't know, Amazon or something like that. But listen, tomorrow, Etihad Stadium, 12:30, wherever you are. It's going to be a great game. So I'm expecting another win. I really think that the options that Manchester City shown against Wolves has got my juices flowing again for this team. You know what I mean? Last season, we all know how it went. Looking at the way the season ended, wasn't that bad. I know we lost the cup final, but league-wise, we finished third. This season doesn't look like that side-to-side, very predictable Manchester City. It looks like we have got Cherka, we have got Bob, we've got Reinders, we've got Haaland, we've got Doku, we've got many, many options, different people that can unlock the door. So I feel like these teams that come to the Etihad and sit in a low block and think, you know what, Manchester City are going to have to break us down. Let's let Ruben Dias have the ball, let Akanji have the ball, let Gundo have the ball, let Kovacic have the ball. Then players don't hurt you. If they start letting Ryan Cherky on the ball or Reinders on the ball or Bob on the ball, there's going to be a problem. I was just saying, Luke, the options we had at Wolves sets us up nicely for these games. If any team comes to the Etihad now thinking they're sitting in a low block and City's going to pass it around on the edge of the box, I don't think that's going to happen. I think we've got killers in there now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think we're a bit more unpredictable now. Last season, it seemed a bit lethargic. It seemed a bit slow. It seemed like everyone could kind of work us out a bit, which is why I think we lost so many games. And I do think we're a bit harder to break down now. I think the counter-attacking goal, that Reinders goal was unbelievable. The way, haven't seen that in a few years, the way we just go forward. Little pass to Reinders and goal. Do you know what I mean? Oscar Bob, it was a 3-on-2. I like that. I do like the fact that now teams can't really just sit back. They'll come at us a little bit more, maybe Tottenham, which is why last season, we started the game very well. Pep said it before. We started the game very well last season. We had a lot of chances. And it wasn't, as much as we were very bad, it was not a 4-0 game, but the game, obviously, the score was 4-0, so you can't see past that. It was a bad performance. But on another day, I remember Haaland had a chance in the first 20, 30 minutes. We seemed to start the game with a lot of energy, and I think, the players that were there will not be happy with that. They won't want to be forgetting it. They want to put it past them and try and get a big win. So, revenge is on the cards.
Yeah, like I say, Thomas Frank, he has got a good little record of building teams. I think what he brings to Tottenham is a bit of unity. The players look galvanised, the fans look galvanised. And yourself, especially at City, when you get the fans and players on the same page, you can create something special. You go into away grounds like a little bit of an army. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're feeling confident in the stands. You're feeling confident on the pitch and results happen. I feel like last year, Tottenham, you had half the fan base didn't want Ange anywhere near it. Half the fan base sort of thought, oh, there's a nice guy. Half the fan base wanted some of the players out. And it's like they've gone and won a trophy, the Europa League. They look like they've got, they've signed Kudos, they've signed Paulinho. They look like they're going in the right direction. And then they're on the verge of signing Eze from Palace, and then they have him snatched from under the nose by the biggest rivals. I mean, the morale at Tottenham at the minute, especially with the fans, can't be that great.
Yeah, I mean, I did a TikTok about it. I think this game being a 12:30, obviously last year with what happened, I think it's a big banana skin, and hopefully we can get through it because, yeah, in the past Tottenham coming to the Etihad so many times. You think about that Champions League game in 2019. You think about the game we got beat 3-2 a few years ago. Harry Kane bagged in the last minute. Even last year 4-0. There's been a lot of games. There was a 3-3 in there where we should have won as well. We always seem to have the lion's share of the possession, the chances. And then Tottenham somehow just pull something out of the bag, and I'm hoping that'll be, that'll end this year. I'm hoping that Thomas Frank, as much as I think he's a good manager and will do quite well, I think he's a little bit less gung ho than the likes of Ange and some of the other managers Tottenham have had. So I'd be hoping that this year get an early goal. That's how we shut Wolves down. We got a goal and then followed it up with another goal, and that's what we used to be so good at doing. We'd get 2 early goals. The game's pretty much just over at that point. Their whole game plan's just redundant. They can't just sit back when you're 2 up. Maybe at 1 up, they can. One goal down, Tottenham tomorrow could sit back a little bit, relax, 60 minutes in, go for it a bit more. If you get 2 goals, shut them down early, it's game over.
We've got to be careful as well because pre-season, we played against Juventus. We looked exactly how we looked against Wolves. Yeah. Outstanding. Plenty of possession. Looked like we could score for fun. Then we play Al Hilal, and he changes it, brings in a bit of the old guard during the game. Akanji and who did he bring on? Akanji and someone else against Al Hilal. Anyway, Ake, I think, in the back. Yeah. And we looked so slow at the back. And then the City fans, we were so confident against Juve, started like panicking. We've gone to Wolves, we've blitzed them, we've looked the bollocks. Pep's not got to overthink it at home for me. I don't want him to think, oh, well, I've got to give Gundo a game and I've got to give Akanji a game and I've got to give Ake a game.
Yeah.
I don't want him to do that. I want him to get the squad in the rhythm. I want him to get the players right. I don't mind what you said before. Maybe Doku comes out, Mamouche comes on, maybe a right back change. I don't know. But as far as that midfield goes, I'm happy with it. Bernardo, you know what I mean, in there, Reinders and Nico. And Nico, another one we need to speak about. Last season, there's a bit of rumblings that Pep didn't fancy him. Ilkay Gundogan was preferred. There was, when we needed, to shore things up, he wasn't coming off the bench. And I was thinking, is this another Calvin Phillips? Is he dropped to Klanger? Has he not seen enough? But I thought he played well against Wolves. I thought he played well in pre-season. I mean, he's not a flashy player. He just goes about his business, I think. And at the minute, I think he needs a run of games.
Yeah, I think he's a good player. I think he's a really good player. Like you said, he needs a run of games. And forgot which pundit I was watching on TV the other day, but they said you need to see a run of games. It's the same with Phil Foden as well. When he gets back in the team, you can't be judging him after 2 or 3 games. You might see pockets of brilliance, but you want to see a player get 10, 15 games in a row under the belt before you can start saying, he's back or whatever. And I think Nico made a good start. He was really good at controlling the play against Wolves. And I think, hopefully he does get, a spot in midfield, some more minutes. But like you said, the thing about changing the team, the time to change the team comes after the international break when we've got Champions League, we've got Carabao Cup. Obviously, later in the season, we'll have the FA Cup games. You don't want to be changing the team loads at the start of the season because we've got 1 game a week. So the only rhythm you can get isn't a lot of rhythm. It's week by week. You want to be starting a good team. And at the end of the day, if you want to see, some minutes in a Gundo or somebody like that, let the guys on the pitch put in a good 60 minutes and get you 2-0 up. And if they don't, probably needs changing anyway. So bring him on half time, 60 minutes like we normally do.
Do you think there's a chance Gundogan could leave? I know this Galatasaray. I mean, Galatasaray at the minute just seem to be linked with every player for City, but there was a little rumour coming out saying that Gundo could leave. I mean, looking at the midfield options, especially if Kovacic comes back as well, could Gundogan leave, or would you keep him for this season for the experience, just in and around the squad?
I think there's definitely a point. There's definitely a balance in the squad you need to have of, the new, young, fresh players and having a few level heads in there as well, because if you change too many players, you just end up with the Chelsea team. Now, the Chelsea team's got a lot of good players. Have they got that many leaders in there? You think about the Chelsea team, it's got a lot of young, good, fresh players, which is what we're bringing as well. Cousinov, Marmouche, these guys coming in. If you get rid of too many Gundos, it can almost make it a bit worse, I think, especially when the times get a bit tough because you've not got as much experience. So, I think you could maybe see a Gundo go. I know there was talk of Kovacic going as well. which didn't seem to happen. But yeah, I don't mind one or two of them, probably one more of them guys going, but I don't want to see any more than that. I don't want to see Ake leaving and these guys. Ake came in and won 4 Premier League titles in his first 4 seasons. So yeah, you definitely need to keep some of the experience at the core of the squad in there.
And what about the boy, Cherky? This week, I've actually went to the club shop, had a walk round. I seen that shirt with the raindrops on, the horrendous shirt, by the way. Then the more I walked around the shop, I was looking at it and I thought, I'm going on holiday next week. I could see myself bouncing about in that in the sun. And then I seen that print on the back, Cherky in the 10, the Illuminous 10. And I thought, you know what?
Get it
Rory
on.
Jennings said, what did he say? You shouldn't be buying football tops if you're over the age of fucking 15 or something. Well, old Tarquin, I tagged him in it on fucking Instagram. He can shove it up his ass because I'm 44 and I'll be bouncing around next week in Dubai with my number 10 Cherky shirt on. So that's the end of that. But he's been a breath of fresh air when he come on. He just looked like a maverick. Little flicks, touching back heels, give me the ball. But one thing
celebration as well was cold, wasn't it? You see that celebration,
yeah.
just stuck his hand on the corner flag. It's what you want to see.
Mate.
It's exactly what you want to see.
I did notice near the end of the game, he just stood around at a corner, did not mark one person, and it was just like, didn't give no fucks. Pep and that was screaming. He was just cracking a deafening. I do think that's a little bit of a flaw in his game where, I think we're going to see the good, the bad, and the ugly with him. But I, for one, just can't wait for him to come on. You know what I mean? He gets you excited when he's warming up because things are going to happen when he's on the pitch.
Yeah, exactly. And I like a few of these players. I think everyone thought it a little bit with Doku. A bit of flair, get you off your seat a bit. You need a bit of something in your team that's a bit unpredictable. But maybe Cherky is that guy. Because, Doku's not quite put up. The same with Savinho as well. And it's a fact, as much as they have, done all right, I'm not saying they've been terrible. They've not had the output you want from them kind of players. So I'm hoping Cherky, scoring 5 minutes into his first Premier League game, got a goal or two in the Club World Cup as well. I'm hoping he can be that guy that actually puts in some good numbers. Because that's what we need, numbers. We don't need if, buts and maybes and running down the wing. You need that and you need some goals on top.
The chat just popped up there saying that Tottenham are willing to go a little bit higher for Savinho. So he's definitely ramping up with Savinho. So I expect next week there to be a lot of movement, you know what I mean, before that game against Brighton, that we could see a few changes there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tomorrow, Luke, you're doing something special, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm doing some sort of. I've been called up last minute, so I don't know who's pulled out maybe, but if you check out on probably on about Sunday morning, maybe Saturday afternoon, evening time, I'm doing some sort of, don't even know a lot about it myself, some sort of pitch side thing before the game, maybe, potentially with Puma. So I'll make sure I pass on everyone's regards to Haaland if I can get in shouting distance of him.
I think you will if you getting work like that. No, it's always good to do it, mate, and you deserve it. Like I say, get there. Working for your club's always special. You know what I mean? It is a little bit surreal when you stood around the edge of the pitch. It does feel a bit mad, but you got to take these opportunities while you can. And like you say, it's tomorrow, first game of the season. I think the Etihad's going to be ramped up.
Yeah,
they've changed all our block numbers, so we can't sing "We Are 117" anymore. We are now 017.
Yeah.
But I'm just looking forward to getting back to the Etihad and getting that stadium rocking. You know what I mean?
It's what you want, mate. It's exactly what you want. We've all missed it, and I think the weirdest thing when you go in the ground, you'll see how big that stand's gone. I think that'll be everyone's shock when you set foot in, walking down to your seat or whatever. You'll see that big stand, that new hotel, and all that stuff behind. Last time I was there, it was just a few cranes. That was what May time. It's been 3-4 months now. So it'll be good to see that and everyone in ready to go. First game of the season. It should be a nice loud atmosphere. I know it's 12:30, but everyone just make sure you got your loudest voice on because it's a big game after all. Tottenham were 17th last season, but I think they're in the Champions League. I think they'll be pushing that top end this season, so we need to make sure we try and get 3 points in. Haaland, for me, is the one to be watching. I think he'll be getting another couple of goals. He loves a goal in August, doesn't he? He'll be looking for that record.
Yeah, 100%. Big Earl, like I say, he looks sharp. Seems to have changed his little patterns of running as well. Dropping off side to come back on side, keeping away from the centre-backs, not getting bogged down from him. Scored 2 quality goals. So I'm expecting, Big Earl to be on it. Couple of other things. Tuesday night, the elite development squad are playing Oldham Athletic at Boundary Park. The 1894, and a lot of the lads are going to this game. I think it's £10 a ticket, £2 or £5 for kids. It's really, really cheap. So Tuesday night, if you've not got anything on, get to Oldham Athletic, proper football ground, Boundary Park. Let's go and watch the Man City Young Blues try and beat Oldham. We've got our own blocks behind the net. If you go on Oldham Athletic's website, I believe you can buy tickets in the away end there. I think City, they started off with one block. I think we're in our third block along now. So there's quite a few Blues going on Tuesday. So if you can make it, you've got now to do. The kids are bored. They want to go and watch City. It's not the first team. It's the future. Get the kids down there. Get a fucking meat and potato pie down your neck. And let's have it. Because I think it'll be a good night. I don't know if you're bothering with it, Luke, or what.
I can't make it. I'm actually playing myself, Steve. So I'll be ripping it up the Power League myself. But yeah, honestly, we went to that Chorley game, didn't we? And that was really good fun. You get a good raw atmosphere. It's proper football. I think what are Oldham now, National League, something like that. So yeah, it'll be good to see. I'll make sure to check out the highlights. I'm sure Steve will get some videos going from the stands if he can make it as well. And yeah, 1894 are getting a few blocks going, so there'll be some new chants. Get yourself some videos of that. Get them up, and yeah, it should be good fun, mate. And especially for people who maybe don't get a chance as well for the away games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Go and see it. Go and watch the future. And the Vincent Company statue tomorrow, where all the food outlets are, there's a new food outlet called Illumination. Yeah, cracking name. Does halloumi fries. Yeah. I know it's an early kickoff and you probably don't want halloumi fries at about 9:30, but they're worth it. And they sell rival tiers there. So get there. The first 25 customers that get to Illumination tomorrow get a free bottle of rival tiers. And we're naming them Tottenham tiers tomorrow. So get to Illumination, get your rival tiers, tell them Big Steve sent you. And I want to see the videos of everyone drinking Tottenham tiers tomorrow. That's what the mission is, yeah? Other than that, Luke, let them know where they can find you, mate. Yeah. Everyone knows where you are.
Yeah, MCFC lads. I'll be doing a pretty special vlog actually for the game. I'll try. If anyone sees me, I don't even know where I'll be, to be fair. If you see me, make sure you shout me. Get in the vlog, jump in the vlog. I'll be doing a decent little vlog for the game tomorrow. So yeah, I got the podcast rolling out as well. Now we'll get Steve on it at some point as well, definitely. That's done about 12 episodes of that now. So that's me and Alex on the MCFC lads channel. Make sure you check that out. Spotify as well. But yeah, other than that, mate, main thing this weekend is we get a big win and United lose against Fulham.
100%. And listen, if you want something else to watch after this, head over to my channel at Big Steve MCFC, where I did a Tottenham preview with Tottenham Toby from the Big Six. Other than that, keep the faith, keep supporting the Blues. If you're going to the game, enjoy it. If you're not going to the game, get to the boozer, get pissed. If you're not going to the boozer, watch it in the house. But other than that, up the Blues. Come on, City.
Come on, City.